So, hello everyone and welcome to today's open session. My name is Adam Styrovátka. I'm a manager in Unicorn Product Hub, and today this open session will be led together with me by Martina Čermusová, who is the marketing director of the Plus4U Marketing Services. Today's open session will be, as you can see, since we have a representative from the marketing as well here, a bit less technical than usually, but I think that it's a good practice from time to time, not just to show you the technological stuff and the puzzles of the framework that we are using in our apps, but also the final products which are based on the components from the framework. So today is one of these cases. And the topic of today's open session will be a new online application called uuNewsKit, which is a new application from the Proactivity apps hubs, more particularly from the communication family. So the outline, the main topics of today's open session will be basically three. The first will be the basic introduction of the new product and the application, its main features, its main ideas and key principles. Then the second part will be led by Martina, and it will be about its practical usage, especially here within the Unicorn holding. So she will let you through the whole process of creating the news article just within the application and also using it on a website, for example. And at the end, in the third part, we will take a very brief look just to the used technologies and also to the planned features which we have within this product, this application. Okay, so before I go directly to the application, I want to mention one thing, one of the key principles of the Unicorn approach, and it is very connected with this application as well. And as you know, within the Unicorn approach, we have around 10 key ideas and principles, and one of them is information sharing. Let me quote it. Everyone should have information appropriate to their work. Related to this self-service, i.e. that you will easily and by yourself find all the information you need and to which you are entitled. Also, it is not enough if the information is only in the heads of employees or in their email boxes. And this is really something that I think is a very current problem that we are facing, and all of the companies and organizations or individuals even are facing, because you know that before the coronavirus stuff, information sharing for teams within the teams was a bit easier since people were together and there was some possibility of sharing the information between each other. It was, let's say, more of networking, more of connected people. But nowadays, more than ever, we are working from our homes, we are working online, and we are really working as a digital companies. And many of the companies, if they are not already, they will become digital companies. And what is the main, one of the main problems is really how they can share not just data, but the information. So everybody is still up to date and knows what they're doing and what is going on actually. We, for example, know from projects that, for example, in application framework, when there is a new product, new version, some new pattern, we have all the information within the system, which is, of course, like the main presumption for information sharing. But how do we get an information that something was created to a news article, for example, in Bookit or on a website? How do we get this information to our co-workers, to our vendors and contractors? Well, this is the thing that we are trying to solve by this new product, which we called uuNewsKit. So this application, online application, is especially created for authoring, creating, reviewing and publishing news articles. News article, as you know, is basically a standard thing. It has some main content, it has some name, image, some parex, some priority, and some validity. So it means that various articles are displayed throughout different time, and the place on the screen where you see them is based on the priority. It is important to say that also we need to work without some granularity of organization. It means that the company needs to produce articles. The organization units need to produce articles. Particular products which we create need to produce news as well. And also all the teams which are connected in the creation of the products and applications, they also need to share information and to know what is going on, what are the latest news. So for that, we are using something, or we created something that is called Newshub. Under Newshub, for those of you who know, and everybody of course knows, the main principles of the application framework, and it is not just for application vendors and developers, of course, everybody in Unicorn knows that. Newshub is AVID, application workspace, so that is like the space which is dedicated to some organization unit or some product or a company, and it also manages the access rights within this Newshub. So the Newshub is like the unit which creates and publishes the news articles. That just wouldn't be enough. We also need a component which enables us to display these news articles, a list of the news articles on, for example, a website or on in a portal or within an application. And that is a component which we called Newsfeed. That is a standard U5 component, and of course it is insertable into any content, any application within the UApp framework. Just a very brief look of standard U5 component, which means, well, nothing less that it is placeable anywhere within our framework, within the applications and the content. The example I just showed you is about the Unicorn website. I just showed you the way when it was displayed for me as an authorized user, but there is other possibility. And that is when I access it as an unlocked user, which means that I am not authorized for the internal news. So instead of the internal news, I will see what are the public news from Unicorn as the holding as the company to the world. And so you can see that in this case, I see just what is new in Unicorn. I can switch to English, of course, for everybody who is watching what is new in Unicorn and see completely different news than the ones than when I'm authorized and logged into the Plus for You, and also when I'm a coworker. So if we go back to here, you see completely different news. This means that we can really dynamically work with the content we are presenting to users, and we are not thinking about a website like in the old way that it would be a static set of pages. It's the complete difference. From our point of view, website is a system, a platform, really basically the entry point to the information system. And that is the case of unicorn.com as well. And it will be extended during time. So you can see here an example that from two different news hubs. The one is created for the public Unicorn News. The second is created for Unicorn Coworkers by Unicorn People Hub. Both of them can be used within the Newsfeed component, and it will show either the news from the Unicorn Public News Hub or the news from the Unicorn Coworkers. But at the Unicorn website, we can really create the content which is switched according whether the user is logged or not. Another example would be, for example, a newsfeed for a particular product. So in case we would be talking, for example, about ChargeUp, everybody knows that, we can also have a news hub for ChargeUp for the product. And ChargeUp has its own website, so we can place the component to the website easily, just the same way as at unicorn.com. But also, since it is an application, why not to place the news about the application directly to the application? So once we have users of the application, they can, is everything okay, guys? Okay. Once we have this application, why wouldn't the user see the news? For example, if they go like to about application or what is new, we can use the very same component directly within the application. Another example would be a community use. I was speaking about the teams within the company. We know that especially the development teams really need to share a lot of information. There is a new pattern every week. And this is a really great opportunity to share it, to create the newsfeed for, let's say, for example, the UAP framework news, and to put it to entry portals for coworkers in the software factory. But it is not really just about the company. Of course, the examples we are showing to you are within the Unicorn because during the dog feeding of the products, we are starting to use it by ourselves, but this is just the beginning. We already know that there is a lot of demand for this kind of application by almost every company, a lot of communities, organizations, schools, all of them really need to publish it to their customers, contractors, to the general public as well. It is also important to say that, of course, this application runs within the new business territory, which means that the news articles are, of course, OBC artifacts. The artifact goes throughout some particular life cycle. Martina will show you basically the basic life cycle of the news article. So each news article goes from the created state across the reviewing state to publish, and finally it is archived. Of course, the access rights are also set according to the News Hub, the AVIT, application workspace, and according to the profiles connected to it. And one more key information, and it is also one of the already like added value to this product, is something that we call Product Hub contract. And it means that it can help you in automatization of the process of publishing news. especially if you have a big company, a big holding like Unicorn, and you have many companies, many organization units, products. It is really useful that if one of the news hub creates some kind of news article, that it can be so important that it should be not just published within the one news hub, but also to others. So let's say that, for example, ChargeUp has a new feature, a new version of application. Of course, they should publish it within their news hub, to their newsfeed. But also, it is a good idea to also publish it, if it's a major thing, to unicorn.com website, because Unicorn also, the website presents the most important news from the whole company. And we can also present it to coworkers as well, because it is a good idea to inform coworkers about the great stuff that we are developing. So once we create contracts between the news hub, we are really able to automatically publish the news articles from the original publisher hub to subscriber hub. This is really just about virtual configuration, and it is very easy to say that I, as a subscriber hub, will trust to some publisher hub, and I will allow the publisher hub to publish news to my subscriber hub. Of course, it means that the people who are beyond that, beyond the publisher hub, need to be competent, and not everyone is able to push like anything to anywhere. That is the reason why we have several profiles within the application, and only the publisher profile, the publishers have the ability not to just publish the news within the news hub to its newsfeed, but also to select the other news feeds where the article will be published as well. Once again, Martina will show you this in practice. And actually, for now, this is all from my side as like the theoretical introduction, and I will ask Martina to continue with the practical example.
Yes, thank you, Adam. My name is Martina Čemusová, and I have prepared the second part of today's open session. That names practical examples of usage uuNewsKit in Unicorn Holding. First, I will show you the news hub structure in Unicorn Holding, then how to order a new news hub, and how to set up of a new news hub. Third, I will show you how to create a new news article and how to put the component newsfeed to the book or to the website. And the last chapter is more information for uuNewsKit users, where to find user guide and how to go through the process of creating a news article. So first, why we have a news hub structure. So the number of news hubs today are about 45, and there will be about 100 or hundreds of them. And the advantages of the uuNewsKit are the contracts. So you can share the news between news hubs, and so we need to know where we can share the news. So here are some pictures of news hubs. We are here, this is only, there are not all news hubs, but this is only some, the big picture. First is news hubs for coworkers. That means that shows news hub for different defined groups of coworkers. Some are for all coworkers, or some can be for teams or for unicorn system streams, and so on. We can have top-to-down news sharing. We have news from Unicorn top management news, and Unicorn top management news can publish via contract in the Unicorn units news hubs. Here are Unicorn units news hubs that mean Unicorn systems coworkers, people hub coworkers, project hub coworkers, and so on. Then we can share news across units, and that means that news of any Unicorn unit news hub can be published in any other Unicorn unit news hub. Third, sharing is down to top. So we have news from Unicorn system streams or from Unicorn systems units, and they can publish news in Unicorn systems news hub or Unicorn coworkers news hub. And the fourth thing is that we can have business discipline news sharing in marketing. So we have a news hub for Plus for You marketing services, where are news about marketing guidelines or open session information, brand news, and we can publish news in Unicorn system marketing coworkers news hub or anywhere. The second drawing is about public news hubs, because these news hubs are for publishing news to all internet users, and readers of news hub are defined as anyone from the internet. So there are website, unicorn.com all, and other websites, and the connection between them. There are marketing services. Plus for marketing services is responsible for Unicorn.com all news hub, Unicorn coworkers news hub, and Plus for You marketing services coworkers. The syntax is that the all is mean that is for public. The coworkers means that is for all coworkers, and the third group is should be a team or stream, or so that we can see for the first look that is for who is the news hub, for who is who are the readers or should be the readers. Now there are two UUBML pictures, so we can choose the specific icons for Newshub, for Newsfeed. So we have uuNewsKit, Newshub, and Newsfeed icons. So now the second part of my presentation. Now I would like to show you the structures from other units. So because there are many of news hubs, every unit or company has a list of news hubs in their book, so that everyone can see the news hubs and the connection. Here is the drawing of Unicorn system news hubs and their connections, and here are the names and the people who are responsible for the news hubs and who are publishers. We can see the contracts from where we can share the news. So that's all from the first part, and the second part is how we can order the new news hub. So we can choose products and plus for you mall, and here is uuNewsKit. So here are the basic information about uuNewsKit. What is Newshub? What is Newsfeed? What are contracts? And the price list. So, and you easily order your new news hub. You select payer license. So you can select XS license, and the license will automatically change if you have more news articles or more maximum of megabytes to the S license or M license, or so on. And the other, the responsible person for uuNewsKit and the place where will in new UU business territory where will the news kit be, news hub be. So that's the ordering, and when you have a new news hub, you can get to the first setup. So here is a user guide how to change or set first setup. There are 5 profiles: authorities, publishers. So publishers are users responsible for publishing news within News Hub, and that are usually unit directors or managers, companies managers or marketing managers or directors. And second are reviewers, that are users responsible for reviewing the correctness and of all mandatory parameters, and that are usual specialists, marketing specialists or product specialists or proofreaders. And authors are responsible for creating news articles. Should be everyone who needs to create the news in the News Hub. So, and readers are, there are users with rights to read the news articles published by the News Hub. Now we can open the Unicorn Coworkers News Hub, and I can show you where we can. Here is control panel, and here we can set the permissions. So I need to add reviewer. So here is Zuzana Dietrichová, so I would like to add Adam, so he can review my article. So, and I can easily add him to reviewers. So, and so I open the NewsKit again, and he is there now. That's the end of the second part, and the third part is the creation of new article. So here we can create new article. We choose primary language. I choose Czech. Title. That means the title which will display in a Newsfeed. So I have a new portal, software everywhere. This title should be a maximum of 100 characters. Because in the Newsfeed is a place where it's displayed. So we can choose if this article is a standard or if the article have only a link to other website or BookIt or anywhere. So I choose standard. Here are priorities. So normal is okay. Validity, I choose from tomorrow to the end of September, and here I upload image which displayed in Newsfeed. This image should be about 300 to 400 pixels, and I create the article. So now I have here only the title and the language. So when I would like to add a new language or other language, so I choose the language here, and now I have two languages. I will edit first the part in Czech language. So article perex is the text which displays in Newsfeed. It should be only plain text and maximum of 300 characters. I will type in some text. So, and I can easily edit some components in from component catalog. So section with header. This header, and I can type the text. See, and so on. I can add a section with with some picture. So I can choose some images and put it there. So I choose only this. And that one. When I want to change the language, so I change language, I fill the header. I change the paragraphs. And I change the English text. So this is only an example I have, so that is the news, and I can send to review. But I have prepared this news in original, so this is the original news that I can publish now. So I have here a Czech language, English language, and Slovak language. There are Slovak only the paragraphs, and the text of the news article is in Czech. So, and I can send this article to review. Now I have here articles for review. So I am a reviewer. I see what is writing here, and I can change and review the text. So I know that I need to change here this link. So I change it because here is wrong link, but I need to do it in every language. So I change it, and the last change is done. So I can review if the period of displaying the article is okay. I can update priority, so I change it to normal. I can change the validity and also the image, but it's okay. And now I send the news article to publishing. So now I have here this article for publishing. So I showed it, and now I can publish this news article to other news apps. So I have connection and contracts to these news apps. So these are for news apps for coworkers. So I choose Unicorn System, People Hub, Coworkers, Product Hub, Plus for You, Unicorn University, and Central Services Coworkers too. And I can publish this news article. So, and now the newsfeed, we can see the newsfeed in this news application too. So this article is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th position because there is a normal status. We have here published articles. I should change the sorting. Tak. So otherwise. So I will find it at the end. And we can see that here is normal priority, and these are highest priority. So the highest priority is before the normal priority. Here is high priority, so this is for our news article too. But we see this news article in this news app. I can review it in Unicorn website for logging people. I'm waiting. So maybe in English. So we can check it in news portal. If there is everything. Okay, so here in Unicorn news portal are news for coworkers feed from Unicorn News. Something went wrong. So that was
These things happen only during presentation.
yes, this is only during presentation. So published news are published and I can go. I will maybe some time. So I will show you how it works on Unicorn website with the displaying of news feeds from Unicorn Coworkers News Hub. This is a component authorized for a group of coworkers, and how Adam was talking about. There is feed from Unicorn Coworkers, and you can see news only for coworkers. there are second component of authorized of the people who are login in Plus4U service, but they are not coworkers. That are users from e.g. from Plus4U mobile or from something went wrong. From Red Monster courses users. There is more because today is Thursday.
It's not about NewsKit. It's about some infrastructure problem, and it's in more applications.
So how Adam said there are problems in more applications, so it too. And the third part is for users. They are for all from internet, for public, and here is show Unicorn news from unicorn.com, all Newshub. And the last chapter is about how to find user guide from the application. You can easily go to the user guide. In the user guide is maybe
It's an infrastructure problem. More of applications are not working.
so there are the information about the process, how to create articles, how to put feed in the book or on website. So I would like to show you how to put feed to Bookit, but it's not possible now. So maybe maybe another time. And from the application, you can send an idea or a problem related to the uuNewsKit from about application report issue. So, and there is a website, uuWebKit, to, and there you can, then you can read everything about uuNewsKit. So that's all. And Adam will be. So.
Thank you. Actually, of course, when other time than during open session to have an infrastructure problem. So I will just stick to the pages which were opened before the problem, and because right now we are not able to show you more stuff, but which is a pity, of course. Because what Martina was about to show you is really the mechanism when you publish a news article. You do it within the nice human interface. You don't need to have any special skills for that. It's very straightforward and very easy. And once a user, an author, a reviewer, publisher does the process of the news, it is instantly available in the Newsfeed component, which was previously inserted just once into some website or to some portal or into some application. So the application is really easy for users, and I believe that it has a huge potential, not just in our holding and company, but really across organizations and companies, because they will need to share the information as well. Today's open session is, as I said, mostly about the introduction to the new product and about its usage. It's not very technical. We won't go to source codes or anything. I just want to mention the used technologies, so just of course some of them for your information. Of course, the basic set is clear. It's UObserver and U5 as always. Of course, as a new application, it is connected to the business territory, as I said, so that gives us the advantage of the organizational structure, access rights, and activities. Also, we are using async job, and that is for currently two purposes, which were shown. The first is that publishing news to contracted hub is an asynchronous command, and also news archivation, which happens like every day regularly, is also powered by this service. In the new release, which we will have very soon rolled out to production, we also integrated the new Apple binary store generation 2, which is the successor of the previous one, and which is much cheaper regarding the licenses and the costs of operation than the previous one. We are preparing it, by the way, for most of the products within the product hub, and I think that within 1 month it will be rolled out, not just to NewsKit, but to BookKit, DocKit, WebKit, and so on. So this really improves the possibility of operation and maintenance of the application regarding the costs. And finally, of course, the content of the articles is powered by editable component content, but the previous generation, the current production one, we are already preparing a completely new generation of the editable component content. It will be in MVP status very soon, in like 2 weeks. So we will start integrating it with some apps and then move it to the current ones as well. But there is a completely different topic for another open session, and I believe that we will have a special open session for that, because it's a game changer. And also for your information, you've seen the main current features that we have. I'm not sure whether we saw the news archive as well. We didn't. Unfortunately, we can't click it there right now. But apart from the Newsfeed, you can also use the news archive component, and it is also linked from the Newsfeed as well. Regarding the planned features, there are two, let's say, more technological. I will start with them. The first is that we will integrate uuObserver major version 5. The biggest advantage that it will bring us is the new way of initializing application with license owner. That means that the final step of initialization, where you set where you want to install the News Hub, choose the license, and so on, it will be fully automatic. You just choose it, and it will be done directly under your access rights. And the second technical thing that we will integrate for sure once it is available is something called system identity. So the application will have ability to be signed within the business territory to other applications very easily. It will be possible to set access rights within the organization structure, and so on. And we will use it for sure, because the news publishing to other hubs is managed currently by a system by application identity standard UE identity, but the system identity will be the right replacement for that. And now the business features that we are planning, it will be notifications. Because currently, if you want to see the news, you have to go for them, to go to the website or to the portal. Well, since you basically visit some entry portal or entry page of a website every day, it is like hard to skip the news. But still, we will bring a new feature that will notify you about some new articles from the news feeds that you want to subscribe. Also, it will not just be about the notifications, which will be pushed to your browser or to the system or to your mobile phone. It will be also about emails. We will support that feature as well. Although emails are a bit older, they are not that yet, and still some part of, especially corporate customers, are using this way of communication and also using it for subscription to some news as well. So that will be one thing. The second thing is that the emails will also be enhanced and we will bring a basic newsletter functionality as well. So it will be possible to automatically generate a newsletter in a simple template which will be sent to the set of emails which you set. We were talking about the contracts between the news apps. Martina showed you that when you're publishing the news article, you select particular news apps where you want to publish the article to. We will also extend this so you will be able to actually manage the subscribed news apps which are available for you. Currently, it's done by API and by Plus4U IT services or the provider. Also, we showed you the standard life cycle of the news article, which goes through the created one to reviewing to publish, but it will also be possible to push the article back in time to some previous state. Already in production, it is possible to withdraw a news article which was already published back for editing and then publish it again. This feature is already possible. Also, a feature which is quite requested is locking of the news article as a whole, because currently you can, of course, lock a particular section on the news article, but sometimes it may happen that two people would be revising the same news article, and while one of them would be just reading it and the other editing particular sections, then the first one might actually push the news article forward to publication, even though that someone else would be still revising it. So there will be a possibility to lock the whole article for reviewer or to publisher. And finally, it is also important not just to notify the readers about the new articles, but also the reviewers and publishers that there are some new articles which they need to review, which they need to publish. So instead of checking the current state of a news app, they will be informed by activity that there are some new articles for them prepared. So today it was a bit shorter and less technical than usually, but it was done on purpose. First, as I said, that is important from time to time to show you some outputs of the framework when it is all the puzzles in one compound. And the second thing is that this is something very practical, very useful, and we have just started to use it in our company, as Marta showed you the structure of the news apps and how they are used. So we are starting with the internal portals for coworkers. We already are using NewsKit on main websites throughout the company, and now it is time to start using it also across the product hub, product families, particular products, within the teams, within the communities to share the information. And I believe that that will be happening in the upcoming weeks and months. So it is also important for you to know which tool you will be using, because this will become one of the common tools used in our company for basically anyone who is creating some content and some information. So we thank you for your online attention. And let's just check whether there are any questions, maybe. I'm not sure whether actually I will be able to display it right now. Martino, can you please check it for me?
Yes. Yes. Lost audio. That's not. Only some technical problems.
Okay, I'm also checking whether someone from the board would be interested in joining us by Skype, but it doesn't seem so. So that's it from our side. Once again, thank you, and see you at some other open session.